We are in the thick of the fourth quarter, and just like many of you, I am also in the budgeting process. And I've been thinking about being on the other side and how I approach budgeting, and now being on this side and building a budget from the ground up. Just what are my learnings? What are my key takeaways? What is my thought process as I'm going through this, as well as what are some of the conversations I'm having with other finance and accounting professionals as we get into this great season of budgeting. What did we learn in COVID? We learned that it's unpredictable, and there are line items on our financials that are predictable and do withstand a global pandemic. And so I encourage you to go back and revisit those assumptions, which ones held true and which ones didn't. As well as let's create nimbleness within our budget. Where can we find the ability to flex up and flex down? Where can we create options if something doesn't pan out once we approve our budget at the beginning of the year? And let's create something that I would call a reserve fund. What I mean by that is you can tap into these funds that you set aside, similar to a personal savings account. And you're able to tap into those funds if your product line doesn't go according to plan and you need to switch gears and pivot and go to option 2, to be able to tap into these funds, to be able to execute option 2. So think about that as you're going through the budgeting process, as well as bring along decision makers along the way. One of my favorite phrases is, it's not the CFO's budget. It's not the VP of Finance budget. It's the individual contributors of the lines. It's their budget. So create buy-in from the beginning. Work together by building the details from the ground up so that it truly is everyone's budget and you're striving towards the same goal because the buy-in was there at the beginning. So I encourage you to think through some of these thoughts that I have as I'm navigating my own budgeting process here at Verseek. So I wish you the best of luck as you're going through that. And if you want to chat, I'm always happy to talk about it. As you know, finance and accounting and problem solving is one of my passions. So I encourage you to reach out if you want to chat through, as well as let's create a conversation. Comment in my LinkedIn posts. Let me know what's working for you, what's top of mind as you're entering the budgeting process.